evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. As part of the usual, I am Kelvin S. Kel. Greetings and salutations, and welcome back. First of all, Happy New Year. Hopefully everybody's been being safe and having fun and enjoying themselves on their winter break through Christmas and New Year. So, we're back in the kitchen today for episode 2 of my cooking food experiments. Tonight we're going to make just a standard pasta, a spaghetti, with a combination of fushi and penne noodles because we ran a little bit short and we didn't have enough for the one time I was going for. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, as you can see, we have our water on for the pasta and we have our bowl up for the base of the pasta. Currently, I have caramelized some carrots, celery, and onions. We're using that as a base for our ground beef. So we're going to pull that aside. So it'll have some extra flavor and some other stuff to go with it. So next up, we're going to have some just standard chuck ground beef from one of the markets that I affiliate with, and they're going to. Like I said, it's a little while ago, but we're just going to make some standard spaghetti. So this is about 1.5 pounds of ground chuck. I want to say it's 70-30 from fat content to what have you, so for lean. So because I like a little more of a fatter ground beef because it gives it more flavor. We're going to just throw it in here, let it get to know the celery, carrots, and onions. And we're all going to strain it out at the end of the day when we get it fully done with. So we'll let that prosper for a little bit. We're going to add some garlic. Onion powder. Like, this is just my personal spaghetti. We're going to have powdered garlic. We're going to throw in some powdered onion. Even though we have some onion already in there, but it's already fine. We're going to add some seasoned salt to go with the content of that. And then we're going to add some bacon bits in there because a little bacon flavor never hurt anybody. And we're going to just let that brown. And we'll go from there. While that is browning, we're going to switch burners over here because this one kind of is aggravating. Because if it goes one tick up a certain temperature, it starts nuking itself. So then you go from little to no heat to the sun. And that destroys any type of food you want to actually attempt to cook well, because it's going to burn like it's the dickens. So we're just going to let that, we're going to warm up the other burner. While we're doing that, we're going to get our pasta going. We just got the water to a boil. And we're going to just pop all the pasta in there. Like I said, there's about, it's about 1/2 pound, give or take. We're going to let that, we're going to make our spoon, we'll let that pasta mingle while this other burner heats up, because we'll transfer it over to one of the other burners to get the browning going a little bit further on the ground beef. Because like I said, the bigger burner kind of is a tool bag. Sometimes it wants to work, other times it just wants to, I'm just going to nuke everything. And that really doesn't help us out any bits whatsoever. Well, that's going there. Because we're going to leave that one on. We know that it's going to be warm. So we're going to leave it there because that will allow it to just do its thing. We're only switching over to the other burner because it will cook everything a little bit faster. And while pasta is cooking, the ground beef is burning, or not burning, but working. Pop the lid off. mix it in there. I was usually just using butter, but the last time I used it, it didn't cook all. It didn't caramelize the celery, carrots, and onions, and made them kind of hard still. So I decided to use cooking oil to hopefully cook them a little bit longer and make them sure, because like I said, we're going to be straining this at the end of the day, so the chunks of hard carrot and things, it just doesn't taste right, so we're just going to give it there and let it mingle, and then we'll strain it out with the extra grease. And we'll go from there. We'll let that cook a little bit longer. Put the cap back on that one. Go back over to the pasta. Usually it's 5 to 7 minutes depending on the pasta type. You want it to be al dente, like that halfway mark between not cooked and perfectly cooked. So if you go a little bit too longer, it'll get real squishy and it'll lose its integrity. And if you don't cook it long enough, well, then you're just dealing with a kinda soft pasta that still gets in your teeth. Like the sweet spot is when it's at least not when you go to bite into it, it doesn't get stuck in your teeth, but it does still compress and it's still able to chew without cracking or what have you. So let's pop over and see one which. Oh, we only went 6 minutes in, so what we're gonna do as soon as this pasta gets back up, because this pasta is probably gonna be done before the beef itself. So we'll get that here and we'll clear out our sink. Put a couple of things out of the way of it, because even though I like trying to keep an empty sink for reasons like this, some people just don't like putting the stuff in the dishwasher, even though we have one that automatically does this. But hey, it is what it is. We take what we get and keep moving forward. Get this shit out the way. Okay, this shit's out of the way now. So, making sure that pasta doesn't overboil, or doesn't boil over, because usually we have the fan as a helping, but I didn't put the fan on because it would help, it would mess with the audio. So, we'll just go from here. Pastas a couple more turns. And some people like to keep the, depending on the personal type, some people, they will add the pasta to the spaghetti, or they will keep it separate. Whichever your preferred method is the way it is. Mine all depends on the pasta. If I'm using spaghetti or linguine, something long and twirlable, I'll keep that separate, just because it doesn't hold the sauce. It's just easier to work with if it's long, and that will be keeping it separated, because you can regulate how much pasta you want to sauce. But today we're going to go the mix everything together scenario, because it's quicker, and I don't have enough butter for the pasta to lay around in while it's the meat is finishing browning off and cooking. The ground beef's getting really close. I think we got about 2 or 3 minutes left on the ground beef. Preset slightly. We'll put the cap back on. Give the pasta another turn. And it looks like they're getting pretty ready. We'll test those here in a moment or so. So, sauce-wise today, we decided to, I'm using up some of the traditional tomato sauce we have, but I'm also going to mix it with the tomato basil we have, because we have the celery, carrots, and onions already in there. So our other sauces options was onion and garlic, garlic and cheese, and mushrooms. So we have majority of those flavor profiles already in there. So I just will use the tomato basil that we won't detect that have not used those herbs and spices. Because like I said, all we did was put the onion powder, the garlic, and the seasoned salt, and a little bit of bacon bits. Just for a flavor profile, not a lot. Like some people, like I normally would, depending on what I'm doing, because I could be making another particular style where I'll use bacon and dice it up and add to the sauce. But that'll be another video down the road. If you're enjoying the video, please give it a like, and if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. We got I just finished recording about 20 or so videos, so we'll have a bunch to start off the new year already set up there. I got some plans to record some more PC content now because I have an actual operational gaming PC, so I can have access to some of those games now. So we got that. We got a couple things we need to finish up and then start off there. And got some more games to play on the PS1, the PS2 for the nostalgia games. So, well, yeah. So as you can see, our beef is relatively close. Kind of hard with the light. It smells amazing. We'll let that go and we'll get this pasta out of the way first. Because we can just we'll take a piece of the pasta out. And when you're testing the pasta, also be advised it's been sitting in boiling water for X amount of minutes. So proceed with caution. And that tells me that it's almost there. It's got about 2 or 3 minutes left on it. Someone's beating on the heating lines. They've been doing that as of late, the last couple of days, trying to thaw them out or what have you, because it's been kind of cold here. Literally, it was 17 this morning with more snow, because we had about 4 to 6 inches so far. We just recorded the first full moon of the year, so that will be coming up as well. Pasta's got 3 or 4 minutes left, so we're actually going to drain the ground beef first. Because some people like to keep the oil in there and some other stuff. Depending on the day, I like either way. But either way works for me. So now he's going to find out where my damn strainer's at. Because apparently it's not in the spot I left it. Which is problematic. What the hell's it doing in here? So anywho, we'll go ahead and drain out the beef right now. We'll drop the temperature of this one. We'll put it to the auxiliary. We let that one burner on, so we'll get this stuff over here cooked, drained. We'll leave some. We'll have some juice still in there, some of the butter and or the oil. So we'll just throw that in there real quick. Like I said, there'll be a little bit of the pasta left to kill this first burner. Check the pasta again. Got our pasta done. So the ground beef is ready to go. All we gotta do is add sauce to it. Check this pasta one last time. Should be right where we want it. Yep. Right on the button. And it depends on the pasta too. Like the fujui will have a little bit of al dente temperature compared to the penne. But it all goes down the same spot. So we'll kill this burner. throw this right here. We'll bring the pasta back over right here. And we'll add the sauce after we add the pasta. So we'll let those two mingle for a minute. Pasta going. Let's see, time frame wise. It's a little over 14 minutes. So now we'll take our tomato sauce we had, and what I usually like to do is I will take I'll take the tomato sauce we have, so get all the sauce out of it. I'll rinse out the cup, or rinse it, and then add it to the sauce. Usually do it once or twice, but since we're we have a brand new sauce coming in, I'll just do it the one. We'll get this first one in to mingle. The ground beef didn't break up. Excuse me. Excuse me. The ground beef didn't break up. It's still a little bit chunky, so we'll just let this cook while it's on the stove a little bit, which should break it up a little bit more. But all the pasta's coated. We'll add the next sauce. Apparently I'm failing at jarring today. There we go. Like I said, we're using the tomato basil. Like sometimes the pasta will, we want it to absorb the sauce so it makes it a little more flavorful. So sometimes we will cook the pasta a little bit less than the normal, and then I'll let it just sit there, cap it. Bump this up. And the end result, here's your extra saucy pasta. Like I said, well, the sauce was a little bit cold, so we'll let that just we'll cap it and let it cook for a little bit longer, and we'll add some Parmesan on top of it. So, yeah, a little Parmesan never hurts anybody, so. What? Mix that in. That'll do it for us. So, but anywho, that's the way I cook pasta. The first experiment. I'll probably plan on doing a couple more. This year, because we'll see if it gets more interested. The more I post it, because the first one didn't get a lot of traction, but it doesn't really concern me. So just something for everybody to enjoy. So until next time, everybody have a happy and safe New Year, and until next time, this is Crzy saying, have a good night, and we shall see you in the next one.